behaviors to get out there and make those big trips to get fish on their own. So what was happening was they were washing up on the beaches, really sick, malnourished, dehydrated, and pretty much starving to death. Now that was little Mila's case, but luckily for her and hundreds of other animals, there were tons of rescue and rehabilitation centers out there in California that were working really hard for that. So Mila was picked up by one of those. They nursed her back to a nice healthy weight, and that's typically when they would have been re-released back into nature. However, Mila was deemed non-releasable by the government due to lack of survival skills. So a little bit more specifically in Mila's case, she was very timid around other animals. And when she was presented with her food for the day in front of other animals, she was just dropping her food and running in the opposite direction. Now this obviously is not a desirable quality that we would want to see in a wild animal, especially when there already was that food shortage, and sea lions do live in very large groups. So Mila was deemed non-releasable by the government. They searched for a forever home for her where she was never going to have to fight for her food again, and we were very lucky to be selected as that home. Let's give her a great big round of applause. That is certainly something to celebrate. So about 3 years ago, 2 of our trainers actually flew out to California. They got to know Mila a little bit, and then they flew her back on a FedEx cargo plane. So our trainers were obviously, understandably, very nervous about this, but Mila did an amazing job as she slept her entire way home. Now this is just about going to wrap it up for Mila. She is a pretty small animal up here, and she doesn't get too much food just yet. Let's give her a great big round of applause. Thank her for coming up here today. Amazing journey. Please feel free to come on down here and ask me after our show. If you guys would like to know what you can do to help, please be sure to visit seafoodwatch.org or pick up a pamphlet in front of the aquarium today. There you guys can find a list of all the sustainable seafood you guys can be eating right in your homes or in restaurants. That way you're never contributing to that overfishing crisis that was happening out there in California. If you'd like to know what you can do right here in the New York area, please be sure to visit the Riverhead Foundation for Marine Research and Preservation. They are New York State's one and only nonprofit organization that helps to rescue, rehabilitate, and release sick and injured marine life right here in the New York area. But you guys are actually in for a very special treat this afternoon. You just got to meet one of our sea lion superstars, but you are going to be meeting a second sea lion superstar today, and his name is Java. Java is 16 years old and weighs in at a very manly 385 pounds. He is our one and only male here at the aquarium. Now 385 pounds seems really large for you or I, but male California sea lions have actually been known to tip the scales at over 800 pounds, so Java does have the potential to more than double in size. However, since he is the only male in our exhibit, we don't expect him to get too much larger. He doesn't have any competition for his territory or for his 2 lady friends in there. Let's give him a great big round of applause, welcome him out to his stage. Now with Java and Jenna's help, you guys are going to be seeing some behaviors that we have trained with our animals that help us take the best possible care of them each and every single day. And these are things that we call husbandry behaviors, and that's just a fancy word for their medical behaviors. So all of our animals actually get their teeth brushed every single day, at least once a day. So you'll notice right now, Jenna's gonna open up his mouth and get you a nice great view inside of his mouth there. Now this teeth brushing behavior is actually more to stimulate their gums. You may notice he has nice healthy brown teeth. That's just a bacteria that grows inside of sea lions' mouths that helps protect our teeth that helps protect their teeth the same way that enamel protects our teeth, so they lack the enamel that we have. So that teeth brushing behavior is to stimulate their gums and prevent gingivitis for them. One of the other husbandry behaviors that we work on each and every single day is allowing us to look at as well as touch any part of their bodies. So all of our animals are trained to show us both their back as well as their belly sides, as well as present us both of their flippers, their rear as well as their front flippers. Our sea lions are pretty young here. They can play a little bit rough. If they ever did have any cuts or scrapes, we could spray a simple antiseptic solution right on those and prevent any infection for them. Now our animals also do receive an eye drop every single day as well. Now right now, that's just a simple saline solution eye drop, just like you or I would use in our contact lenses, and it is just for practice, and Jenna is going to be showing you that behavior with Java in just a moment here. You'll see he takes it just like a champ. He's a great job, doing a great job. Let's give him a great big round of applause. Now, like I said, that is just for practice. There is absolutely nothing wrong with Java's eyes. In their elderly age, sea lions could develop cataracts. So if he ever did develop cataracts or any other sort of eye problem, we'd be able to treat those for him right away just by switching it to the medicated drop. He's already trained to receive eye drops, so it doesn't become a scary thing for him. Now they're also trained to see their vet every single week, whether they need to or not. We want to make sure all of our animals have a nice, healthy, positive relationship with him. That way seeing him doesn't become a scary thing in case of any kind of medical emergency. I'm sure if you guys have pets at home, you know how difficult it can be to get your dog or cat to see their vet. We never ever want that to be the case for our animals, especially with a 385-pound animal. But let's give it up for Java. Those are some pretty impressive behaviors. Now, all of the behaviors that we train with our animals each and every single day keep them both mentally as well as physically stimulated, just like going to school or going to the gym would be for us. So Java's going to be showing off some of his dance moves today, and this is his favorite way to keep active. And again, this is just like going to the gym would be for us. Our animals are always learning new behaviors. That way they're always constantly mentally stimulated as well. Let's give it up for Java. Those are some pretty impressive dance moves, buddy. Now with those awesome dance moves, it does not bring us to the end of our presentation just yet. But your two stars are going to be heading back inside of the exhibit and finish showing off for you guys in there. Now while they make their way around, you guys may have noticed we do have a third sea lion in our exhibit. And she is waiting very patiently in this holding area to my right-hand side. Now her name is Bunker. She is our adult female California sea lion. And like your star Java, she is also 16 years old, but she weighs in at about 195 pounds. Now that's the perfect weight for an adult female, as they typically max out at about 250 pounds. So you guys can see just how much growing little Mila still has to do. And if anybody is interested, Bunker will be having her training session immediately following our presentation. So please feel free to stick around up there in the Coliseum if you'd like to see that. Now all of our animals take turns throughout our shows and presentations throughout the day. That way there's never any competition between them for food or attention from their trainers. But you know what, guys? This is Java's turn. I think he's ready for us up there. Let's give him a nice big welcome back to his stage. And now to end your presentation, we're going to be answering a very popular question we get here in our Sea Lion Coliseum, which is how to train Java, as well as the other animals, to do all the behaviors you see them do throughout their shows and presentations throughout the day. Now, the very first behavior that they learn is something called targeting. What this means is that they learn to place and then hold their nose onto our fist, which they're demonstrating for you right back there. Now, once they're comfortable targeting our fist, we could transfer that behavior to other objects, such as training tools like that red and white buoy on a stick called a target pole, or even some of their favorite toys, like that very colorful ball suspended high above the water. And once the animals are comfortable targeting these objects, we can move them around, still asking them to follow it, and from there we can shape some really cool behaviors like jumping. So that ball did start off at the surface of our water, and over time we've been able to raise it higher and higher to the point that it is at today. But I don't know, guys, this is his grand finale. I think it's only right that we cheer him on and see if he can do it today. What do you guys say? What do you think, Java? Can you touch that ball?
Oh, don't do it. Oh my God.
Great job, buddy, and what a splash. As you can see, for doing such a great job with this behavior, as well as all of his others throughout his presentation today, his trainer, Jenna, rewarded him with lots and lots of his favorite food, which of course is fish. Now this is called positive reinforcement, and that's how we train all of the animals right here at the Long Island Aquarium.
He's not touching.
But unfortunately, with that great big splash, it is just about going to bring us to the end of our presentation today. You guys have been an amazing audience. Let's give it up one more time for your stars. Now, on behalf of myself, our sponsor, the Bridgehampton National Bank, your Sea Lion superstars, Neela and Java, and their trainer, Jenna, thank you all so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your day here at the Long Island Aquarium. Goodbye, everyone.